Behind every legend lies a reason. This is Myth and Motive.
Surely everyone here has heard the name Wu Zetian, as she was the first female emperor in Chinese history. She is famous not only for her military leadership but also for the myriad of secretive palace stories surrounding her. During Wu Zetian's reign, Luoyang was chosen as the capital due to its picturesque scenery and mild climate. Having experienced 13 dynasties and known as one of the world's oldest cities, Luoyang holds many things people wish to explore. First, Luoyang City is located in the middle reaches of the Yellow River, in the western part of Henan Province. Initially, this city was built by the Duke of Zhou in the 11th century BC and named Chengzhou. This was the first time Luoyang became the capital of a dynasty. Over the next thousands of years, Luoyang underwent a long journey, changing many names and witnessing many dynasties rise and fall. It is not only the cradle of Chinese civilization but also greatly influenced the architecture and Buddhism of Japan, Korea, and Vietnam. In Nanjing and Beijing, Luoyang is one of China. During the medieval period, Luoyang was one of the world's most bustling cities. To date, the city has a history of over 5,000 years, served as the capital of 13 feudal dynasties, and possesses 13 Athens or Italy. This is because most of its heritage has been largely destroyed, and all that remains today are ruins that have been restored. Perhaps that is why Luoyang is called the Forgotten Capital. The imperial capital of Luoyang witnessed countless changes of dynasties and the comings and goings of numerous heroes and talents. A common epithet for Luoyang is the ancient capital of 13 dynasties, where the prominent dynasties that established their capitals here include the Eastern Zhou, Eastern Han, Wei, Western Jin. According to Chinese belief, Luoyang is located at the center of heaven, and ancient Chinese texts describe Luoyang as having rivers flowing in 8 directions. To the north lies Mount Bang, to the south the Luo River, controlling the Wai River region to the east, guarding the Guanlong area to the west, with towering mountains. Wulao Pass on the left, Hanggu Pass on the right, connecting to Yuzhou above and facing Yi below, with clouds gathering over Luoyang's mountains and rivers bowing. In Luoyang, all the essence of feng shui is concentrated at Mount Bang. Mount Bang is the head of Luoyang. Without Mount Bang, Luoyang's feng shui is only half complete. Despite Luoyang's history of many rises and falls, Mount Bang to the north of the city remains a sacred peak in Chinese feng shui. With over 5,000 years of cultural heritage, ancient Luoyang is a place that holds countless hunts. In particular, many landmarks here bear the imprint of Empress Wu Zetian. Wu Zetian, also known as Tian or Empress Wu, is the only female emperor in Chinese history. In present-day Luoyang, there are sites called Mingtang and Tiantong located within the imperial palace complex of Wu Zetian. Luoyang was extremely prosperous during the Tang Dynasty, so when she ascended the throne, Wu Zetian moved the capital from Chang'an to Luoyang and renamed it Chengdu. The imperial palace complex where Wu Zetian ruled was 6 times larger than the Forbidden City in Asia. 1 year before her death, Mingtang was completed to show the court officials who this realm would belong to. Using tens of thousands of workers daily, all the precious wood from the Zhongnan and Linen regions was almost exhausted from the national treasury, as these were extremely grand and luxurious structures. S reigned, as it is only 20 meters high, while Empress Wu Tiantong and a 70-meter-high pagoda next to Mingtang were places for Buddhist worship. However, both structures once suffered a fire disaster during a ritual ceremony caused by a senior monk, requiring additional funds for restoration. To this day, Mingtang and Tiantong in Luoyang have been newly built. They still reconstruct the original shapes of Mingtang and Tiantong based on ancient. The old foundation of Mingtang is preserved for tourists to visit. The place now resembles a museum. Here, you can learn about Mingtang's architecture through different periods, observe rituals for heaven and earth, watch artistic performances, and see excerpts from the Direji case. For those who don't know, Direji was a famous detective during the Tang Dynasty. He was not only talented but also extremely upright. When he was prime minister, he contributed to stabilizing the country and helped Wu Zetian rectify governance. becoming a great minister who guided the dynasty on the path to prosperity. Alongside Wu Zetian, Yuanji is also a name frequently appearing in artistic works, especially in films. Mingtang is also linked to a romantic history of Wu Zetian. The builder of Mingtang was Shui Weiyi, whose real name was Feng Zhaobao. Feng Zhaobao was originally a small merchant selling rouge, described as having a handsome face and a robust physique. To win Wu Zetian's favor, Princess Taiping recommended Zhaobao to her. Wu Zetian was very fond of him. She disguised Zhaobao as a monk, made him the abbot of Beta Temple, and gave him a new name Weiyi, allowing him to freely enter and leave the imperial palace. During his time of favor, Shui Weiyi continuously rose in rank due to his skill in flattery. He was entrusted with the important task of building Mingtang. However, just when Shui Weiyi was thriving, Wu Zetian fell in love with the imperial physician Shen Anlong. After becoming intimate with Shen Anlong, Wu Zetian grew increasingly cold toward Shui Weiyi. This made Shui Weiyi extremely jealous, and he burned down the Mingtang he built for Wu Zetian. However, Wu Zetian not only did not punish him but also ordered him to repair Mingtang. The Empress believed that monk Weiyi's actions stemmed from jealousy, which meant her charm still existed. Although not punished, Shui Weiyi still harbored resentment. He often spread rumors about Wu Zetian's bedroom habits everywhere, angering the Empress and leading her to plot his elimination. At Luoyang, the Luoyang Grottos is also a name that attracts much attention. It is considered one of the 4 largest grottos in China. This grotto was listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 2000. From the Northern Wei Dynasty to the Tang and Song dynasties, it took over 400 years to complete the construction, and it is now over 1,505 years old. Luoyang has over 100,000 Buddhist statues ranging from 2.5 centimeters to 17 meters in height, housed in 2,345 stone grottos. It is also known as an ancient steel forest with 2,000. The entire complex is exquisitely carved, showcasing superb carving skills. Each Buddhist statue has a different and very vivid form. The most distinctive is the statue of Vairocana Buddha. The statue's expression closely resembles that of Empress Wu Zetian, standing about 17 meters tall, with a slight smile at the corners of the mouth, arched eyebrows, and slightly drooping eyes gazing upon all beings. Viewed from many angles, the anti-Buddhist movement in the 9th century and the invasions by Western countries in the 19th and 20th centuries caused many precious Buddha statues in the Luoyang grottos to be destroyed. Some statues were taken away and are now displayed in major museums such as the Metropolitan Museum of Art in the USA, the Tokyo National Museum in Japan, and the Atkinson Museum in the USA. As we all know, China is a country that reveres Buddhism. Luoyang is precisely where the first Buddhist temple in China, the White Horse Temple, was built. This temple was constructed in 68 AD during the reign of Emperor Ming of the Eastern Han Dynasty. In the capital Luoyang, for Buddhist disciples, this temple served as both the residence of Buddhist patriarchs and the place where Buddhist teachings were transmitted. At the same time, it is also the only temple in the world that combines the harmony, culture, and religion of China, Myanmar, India, and Thailand. According to records, during the Eastern Han Dynasty, the Dongping era, Emperor Ming dreamed of a golden deity flying from the west to the imperial palace. He then recounted this to his ministers. One high official informed the emperor about a sage in the western regions, revered by people as Buddha. This deity could fly in the air, emitting a brilliant golden light, exactly as Emperor Ming had seen in his dream. Following the high official's advice, Emperor Ming sent a delegation of 18 people to the western regions to pay homage to the delegation traveled to India and returned after 3 years. Accompanying them were 2 Indian monks, Kasia Onatanga and Gamarana. They brought back a Buddha statue, relics, and many scriptures. All were transported by 2 white horses. Emperor Ming built the White Horse Temple as a residence and place for preaching for the 2 monks, Kasia Onatanga and Gamarana. Legend has it that during the Northern Wei Dynasty, a miraculous event occurred while monks were kneeling and reciting Buddhists. A multicolored light radiated from the scriptures, illuminating the entire hall. Within the halo, the image of a Buddha could be seen. The story passed down among the people further affirmed the sacredness of this ancient temple. Although this temple is much smaller than other temples in China, it is regarded by most believers as the cradle of Chinese Buddhism. The White Horse Temple has endured for 1,000 years, but its architecture and colors have remained timeless. The White Horse Temple is renowned as the oldest temple in China, the first place to house Buddhist scriptures, and also an architectural masterpiece. According to historical records, after Wu Zetian ascended the throne as emperor, she frequently came here to pray for peace and good. From then on, the White Horse Temple was renovated and entered its golden age. During Wu Zetian's reign, the White Horse Temple had over 1,000 monks and was the most famous temple of the Tang Dynasty at that time. However, the temple was severely damaged during the Lushan Rebellion and the Huichang persecution of Buddha. The temple was renovated through the reigns of emperors such as Taizong of the Song Dynasty, Dajing of the Ming Dynasty, and Kek. There is a place in Luoyang that sounds a bit eerie but is a destination for many explorers, the Luoyang Ancient Tombs. The Ancient Tomb area in Luoyang is a unique museum in China. According to many researchers, Luoyang's geographical location made it a resting place for emperors, officials, and many famous figures. Among them are famous tomb areas such as Baizhu, Shuqi, Gufu, Wanyu, and Wubui. The exhibition areas in the ancient tombs are located underground, so they are somewhat dim and chilly. Visitors can also listen to explanations about burial customs, rituals, and tomb forms from ancient historical periods. In addition to ancient architectural structures, Luoyang has a place resembling a fairyland paradise, Mount Luoyang. But anyone who has been here in person feels as if they have wandered into a celestial realm. On Mount Luoyang, there truly exists a heavenly palace in the clouds, leaving people in awe. The highest peak of the mountain range is the Laozi Temple, surrounded by 3 towers: the Golden Hall, the Liangao Platform, and the Jade Emperor's Hut. Although they have a classical appearance, all 3 peaks were built in 2013, modeled after the architectural style of the Ming and Qing dynasties. In 2014, the bronze statue of Laozi on Mount Luoyang was recognized by Guinness as the tallest bronze statue of Laozi in the world. Mount Luoyang has over 2,500 years of Taoist cultural history. According to tradition, Laozi, the founder of Taoism, once practiced and attained enlightenment here. Previously, Mount Luoyang had free admission, but only for people with the surnames Zhang and Li. Because Laozi and his close disciples practiced here, a policy of free admission was implemented for descendants of these 2 surnames. But now, this policy is no longer in effect, although visitors to Mount Luoyang all praise it highly, considering it a fairyland paradise. If lucky, one can also witness the Buddha's Lama, a phenomenon where the first rays of the rising sun shine on the Buddha statue of the Jade Emperor. Although it is a tourist destination, only Chinese citizens are allowed to visit. The main reason is that Mount Luoyang is located in Luoyang County, which has a military base, so foreigners are prohibited from entering. The beauty of Luoyang is not only created by its majestic mountains and exquisite architectural structures, and it is also adorned with peonies. The peony is the national flower of China. This flower appears frequently in Chinese fairy tales and mythological films. Peonies can be found in many places, but those in Luoyang are considered the most beautiful. Every year in April, Luoyang holds a festival to honor the beauty of this flower. It is a flower symbolizing glory, wealth, beauty, and romance. The cultivation of peonies in Luoyang began during the Sui Dynasty over 1,500 years ago. It reached its peak during the Tang Dynasty. By the Song Dynasty, the peony was crowned the king of flowers. There are now over 1,200 varieties of peonies with rich diversity. On September 21, 1982, Luoyang selected the peony as the city's floral emblem, and simultaneously decided to hold an annual peony festival in April. Wu Zetian also loved peonies very much. After Wu Zetian became emperor, during a flower viewing tour in the imperial garden, and seeing that the flowers had not yet bloomed, she became angry and ordered all flowers to bloom the next day. Miraculously, the next morning the garden was filled with blooming flowers, and Wu Zetian was very pleased, believing she could command nature. Only one stubborn peony plant refused to bloom. She angrily had a peony plant removed from the palace. Surprisingly, the peony quickly took root in Luoyang's soil. Every year in April and May, the flowers bloom profusely. Thus, people praise this flower for preferring to endure a wandering, dusty pit rather than submit to confinement in the imperial palace. When the flowers bloom, Luoyang often holds a distinctive peony festival to attract domestic and international tourists to enjoy the flowers and have fun. The flowers typically bloom for 20 days, making this the happiest and liveliest time in Luoyang. Some excellent peony viewing spots in Luoyang include the National Peony Park, Longcheng Park, and the Sui Tang Relics Botanical Garden, which was established in 1983. To this day, the Peony Festival has become the largest festival activity in Luoyang, and one of the 4 major festivals in China. Throughout the festival, visitors will have the opportunity to admire flowers, lanterns, paintings, and traditional Chinese calligraphy exhibitions. Luoyang is not only a destination with magnificent scenery and rich historical relics, but also wins over tourists with its distinctive cuisine. Located in the center of Luoyang is Luoyang Gate, the western city gate, that still preserves traces of ancient Luoyang city. Beyond the city gate is a pedestrian street and food street, where it seems like food is everywhere. When you come here, don't forget to try Luoyang water banquet, a dish over 1,000 years old and unique to Luoyang. Luoyang water banquet is cooked in a large pot, consisting of meat and vegetables, with a dish featuring sweet, sour, and spicy flavors, and is very famous enough. Legend has it that Yuan Tiangong, the great feng shui master of that time, observed the night sky, and predicted that Wu Zetian would become emperor in the future. So he designed a Luoyang water banquet feast to present to the empress. In order, the banquet includes 8 cold dishes first, 4 main dishes in the middle plus 8 hot dishes, then finally 4 dishes and soup. There are a total of 24 dishes, symbolizing the 24 solar terms of the year. Therefore, the Luoyang banquet has become an unmissable grand feast when entertaining important relatives and friends. A classic delicacy that foreign tourists visiting Luoyang all love to taste. Carp leaping over the dragon gate is also one of the unique dishes, where carp is prepared into the image of a dragon, symbolizing luck and prosperity. Soy sauce noodles and beef noodles, with their distinct preparation methods, make each meal unique and flavorful. These are not only delicious dishes but also a refined portrayal of the unique culinary essence of Luoyang. Luoyang, the cradle of Buddhism and Chinese civilization, undoubtedly holds many other fascinating things to explore. In Luoyang, we not only live in the rhythm of modern life but also experience the essence of the prosperous feudal era.
If the legend hooked you, subscribe and open the next case.